All right, good morning. Friday, February 28th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ here. So, Wednesday session, we had that inside day. You can see it there on the daily chart, NQ daily chart. So, what we're looking at right here. Wednesday's an inside day. As always, anytime you have that inside day, we want to trade with the direction that the inside day breaks with. So, you get the breakdown of that inside day. Price spent a good amount of late morning and even some early afternoon trying to get back within that prior day's range and then ultimately just resolves lower, which actually triggers a multi-month breakdown. We do have a multi-month breakdown here. So if price shows acceptance today beneath the 2700 level, we will be looking at a much higher time frame breakdown. It is the last trading day of February. Check out that monthly chart. Take a look at that monthly candle there. Not that bullish looking, if you ask me. Not that bullish, that monthly candle. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly shows us that breakdown as well. Big breakdown here. And so for this morning, what we want to see is whether or not, pretty straightforward, whether or not the selling is going to continue, whether or not sellers can show a continuation move, some acceptance below 700 and potentially down and through that prior day low. So far, we do see that prior day low is holding as support for most of the overnight session. Here's your 1 minute. You can see that prior day low there in purple. Prior day low, right? Prior day low, prior day low. Right here into prior day low ahead of the open. So we'll be looking at prior day low off the open. And the question is again with the bearish backdrop that we currently have on our hands, are sellers going to be showing up and showing that continuation move, or are buyers able to reclaim 700 and maybe we show a partial retracement of that prior day's move? TBD. No crystal ball on my end, so just reacting to what price shows us, trading with the structure. It's the last day of the week, last trading day of the month. We've got about 90 seconds till the open here. All right, about 45 seconds till the open. NQ right here into prior day low. PDL. Where's our overnight low? Let's see that overnight low. 515. At a level of interest here at 550, then overnight low down there at 515. All right, there's the open. NQ right into 550, coming for that overnight low. Look at this volume. Look at this volume into the open. See how that overnight low is going to be treated here, 515. There it is, overnight low. Just slices right through. Look at that volume, massive, massive volume. So I'm all hands off until at least 400 personally. If we see acceptance beneath that overnight low, 400 is going to be clear on your daily chart. Start to get into these November lows right through here. See, do I have any 10 a.m. data? No 10 a.m. data, but we do have a 945 print, FYI. Chicago PMI 945. $470 current low. There's your new low of day. NASDAQ. New low of day. NQ just in no man's land here. No man's land. Like to see 400 trade. Look at that opening 5-minute bar. Fresh lows being made. There's some buyers showing up. There they are, a little 100-point bounce on your 1-minute chart there, like nothing. That was what we were talking about yesterday in the TMG. More explosive bounces. There's 550 being retested. And almost into the session high. Almost there. Let's see how this prior day low is going to be treated. What's the current high right through here? Session high 595, and then VWAP right through there as well. Alrighty, there's your prior day low. This would be a good test through here. Right through this section. Prior day low, session high, VWAP. There's your new high of day on NASDAQ. Still cash personally. We've got a data print here in about 7 minutes or so. Just keep an eye on prior day low here. Would not mind seeing this prior day low be reclaimed with some acceptance, but won't hold my breath. Two, what is that? 142 140-point moves here in the first 15 minutes. Sellers trying to defend this prior day low VWAP area. Dom, you got the opening drive? Still just monitoring this area right here. Reminder, we do have data, first data print of the morning in 5 minutes. Planned no trade day. Nice. Good deal. It's always a good feeling. Planned no trade day. So data in 4 minutes. Still looking at the reaction here. Prior day low. Sellers stepping in. There's 550. And back into the overnight low, 515 area. And right back into the prior day low. Right back into it. Couldn't find an entry. That's all good. It's pretty wide anyway. Make sure you're double checking width of those structure points. You might see a nice shooting star on the 30-second. Pat and Des, if you take a look at that. May give you a little clarity. NQ into overnight low right here. Overnight low. So at this point, 2.5 minutes till data. I just want to wait for that data print to be behind us. It's a good bounce there versus the overnight low, though, with the 550 level of interest. Not bad, not bad. Still all cash, as mentioned. Yeah, I was looking at that too, Ray. I was looking at that too. Decent little higher low right there. It's probably enough time to get in and get out before the print, but all good. All right, here's a good push here. We're up through VWAP. We're coming into the session volume point of control. Then you have the overnight high up there at 688. This red zone, if price gets up into there, that's where it'll get really interesting because that's the multi-month breakdown. Multi-month breakdown point. Let's see how price moves off this data print here in 30 seconds. Is that it? Nothing? Nothing burger? NQ right back into prior day low. 583 area. Opening 15-minute bar closed as a big hammer there. Tricky spot. Tricky spot. Patience. Patience is key. Still cashed out on my end. Cashola. Backdrop is not aligned with my playbook, so ultra cautious. A little churn here near that prior day low, some indecision. Does scalp the short right there. Nice. So NQ getting back into session high. It's like that session volume point of control just shifted a tad lower, now into 621. About 10 minutes till 10 a.m. No data. No data at 10. More churn right here. Prior day low. PDL. All right, Russell. Have a good weekend, man. Take care. See you on Monday. NQ getting back into session highs here. Got about 8 minutes till 10 a.m. Staying patient. I want to see more clarity. We do have a series of higher lows intraday. Grabbing along below the multi-month breakdown point is pretty tough. You did have a setup right through here. Pretty nice long setup right through there. However, it's just before that 945 print. So kind of easy to pass on that one. Now we're kind of entering some consolidation. Consolidation mode. Yes, sir. Monday, fresh slate. New week, new month. New trade 30 for 30 cohort. It's the last day to sign up for trade 30 for 30. If you're in the Traders Think Tank, it's free. Jump in there. Jump in there. If you're not in the Traders Think Tank, check it out. I'll post the link right there. Tell Dom's fired up. Steve's in there. Yes, sir. So session volume point of control right here, 2594, prior day low, VWAP, and just some barcode to match. Yeah, trade 30 for 30. Good way to get reps. It's a good way to get lessons that you don't have to learn on your own. Can learn from someone else's mistakes and their reflection on it. I think that's one of the hidden benefits there. All right, we got about 5 minutes till 10 a.m. Still all cash on my end. Looking for more clarity in the intraday structure. We know that it is a bearish backdrop. However, we currently have price near the session high. Irvin, I've seen you post some good trades in there. A good trade that fails is not a mistake. Remember that. Good trade that fails is not a mistake. Part of the game. NQ right back into 550. Check out this 5 minute. A little more clarity here on the 5 minute with how that structure is unfolding. So 550 fails, be looking at that overnight low once again, just beneath 515 right there, 515.5. Then you got the session low down at 460. Now, this intraday low is pretty significant, at least for today's session, just because look at the magnitude of the bounce there. 200 points almost. 200 yoints. And then about 90 seconds till 10 a.m. No data, no data at 10 a.m. Just marks the closure of that opening 30-minute bar, which right now pretty much just looks like a doji. There it is. Doji. Very choppy so far this morning. Yeah, agreed. Don't forget, we always have the option to sit tight, sit on your hands, be patient, wait for better conditions. Just because the market's open doesn't mean you need to be trading, especially if you don't like what you see. Definitely not help the stream because it's not that entertaining, but the goal of this is not to it's not really to put on a show. Not really the goal here. So NQ just bumping into VWAP again. Right back into that congestion area, that yellow square on the screen. 550 held nicely. Remember that intraday is a series of, for the most part, series of higher lows. So buyers definitely putting up a decent fight. Let's see how these highs are going to be treated. Session highs, 550 hold, decent setup. Kind of tough, but not bad. Not bad. Almost got stopped. We are post 10 a.m. now. Will a new high of day be granted? Got trailed ray. There's your new high of day. Nothing wrong with trailing tight in a bearish backdrop when you're trying longs. Got my trail right at 625 right here. See if it gets hit. NQ made a new high of day. Starting to get into that key pivot 680 to 700 area. I just grabbed about 55 points if this trail gets hit. Not bad. There it goes. All right. We're out of that one. We are out of that one. And price is still here. Still here. Yeah, 50 points keeps the lights on, that's for sure. That's for sure. Not like yesterday's 170 pointer. But that's the thing about the market. Just take what you can get. The multi-zone AC in the summer, in the Texas summer. I'll tell you what. That electric bill is serious. NQ, just consolidation. Consolidation nation. Pretty wide structure at play here. 100 points. Can join Chrissy and Ray where the sun doesn't shine. Man, I'm not built for that Canadian winter. I'll tell you that right now. Going solar for the electric? No. No, I'm probably gonna be moving back to California actually next year. So that's on my radar right now. Tess. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. NQ back near the session highs here. Like to see this consolidation break one way or another. Oceanside does nice. Yeah, I'll probably be right in the mix somewhere in there. We're looking at definitely north of San Diego, probably no further south than Carlsbad, all the way up to Newport Beach is like the farthest north that will go. Don't want to be any closer to LA personally. May have to set up camp near Strong in Dana Point. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's a long way out still. Yeah, La Jolla is great. Definitely. I spent my entire life there for the most part, so just looking for something a little different. Yeah, I like Orange County. Yes, sir, Jacob. Yeah, Misha's gonna move out too. NQ back into session highs. See if we get that new high of day. Maybe a sweep of that overnight high. See if sellers show up again. A tent, Christopher. They actually do welcome the tent dwellers in California. I'll tell you that. That is welcomed and in some places encouraged over there. So you'll fit right in. 2-story tents. Oh man. NQ bumping into that session high. What's our session? There you go. New high of day. Let's sweep this overnight high. See what we're looking at near 700. So what I'm really curious to see is if buyers can kind of set a trap with all this action beneath 700, maybe a little Friday weekly retracement. Let's see. All right, no real test of that overnight high. 675 marks the high so far. Chad 2 for 2. Nicely done, man. What are you trading? What did you trade, Chad? Q's and Tesla. Nice. Have a good weekend, man. Well done. So NASDAQ, let's get a little update here. Just kind of where we're at. Sellers so far struggling to show that continuation. That red zone there on the chart is the monthly breakdown point. So what I wouldn't mind seeing, just kind of thinking out loud here, late morning, break this, reclaim 700, higher low, into that rally into the afternoon. That may be some wishful thinking, but we'll see here. We're getting into that overnight high. There's that overnight high. Here's 2,700 coming right up. Yeah, so we'll finally get the Opinicus HQ set up in California. Have a couple of trading desks there for those that are interested. It's kind of something that'll be in the works late next year. So not anytime soon. That's the game plan though. Get a little deadlift platform set up in there for Tan Man. It's gonna be great. No prop firm, Irvin. Just like kind of a like a communal space. Just get together, trade. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. TMG in real life, yep. So NQ is bumping into 700. There's your sweep of the overnight high so far. Short stepping back in. If we get another higher low in the mix here. So far, we're still just with the one trade personally. That was the long, higher low long at 550 level of interest. A little early with the entry. Almost got stopped on it. But that's it so far. That is it. How's everyone's morning? How we doing anyway? Almost 1 hour into the sesh. No trades. Red day, one scalp, plus 30. Green. Uploaded charts. All right. All right. Kind of a mixed bag out there. Definitely some trickier action so far today. NQ back into that session volume point of control. Got that overnight high up thrust with a nice setup with 700 level of interest right there. Let's say A plus play. Two scalps, both winners. Nicely done. So I'll give it some more time here. I'm looking for action above 700. Daily goal and combine ES. Love to hear it, Maureen. You like trading ES a lot, huh? See, mostly ES trades in your review there. All right, Steve, take care, man. Have a good weekend. Thanks for jumping in, of course. Yeah, ES actually looks pretty good today. Yeah, nice action there at VWAP in the prior day low. And that sweep of the overnight low. Wow. Let's see. Overnight low right down here. I don't have my indicator on this thing. That's what you want to see for the spring setup with the overnight low right there. That's nice. ES. Very good. Let's take a look. I don't think ES broke down yet. Let's see. Yeah, no breakdown in ES just yet. S&P a little bit stronger than NASDAQ. S&P breakdown point down here, right? 58.10 for the ES traders. All right, NQ, we're getting back into the highs here. 700 is the watch. There's your new high of day. So now the question is, are we going to see some acceptance above 700 and a partial retracement of the prior day move? That's kind of the focus for right now. Let me see a fib retrace here. So for shallow fibs, all the way up into 800 for NASDAQ. Up into 733. We're up through 700. Can it hold? Can it hold? Question is, do we see another entry? Do we get another entry? NQ into 750. It's been vertical since this most recent higher low at session volume point of control. But so far, that retrace idea, that push above 700, well underway. Yeah, this could definitely be a mega spring, like daily time frame spring. We would need to see a close above 700 for that, and then obviously continuation next week. But it's definitely possible, especially with S&P not yet breaking down. Nice 30-minute bar. Yeah, that does look good. It does look good. Question is, do we see a re-entry, or is it going to be later this morning, or perhaps an afternoon trade? At this point, we're almost into that first shallow fib. Already 60 points above 700. Upside level of interest at 800. So it's almost into first target. Ray, you riding that? You find an entry? Get an entry in there? Yes, sir, Dom. Well said. Well said. Want the pullback, Ray? All right. Just checking. All right, Dom, take care, man. Have a good weekend. Not much to do here. Just staying patient. 2,700 in that overnight high area. Still the primary watch. Hopefully it does not get front run. We shall see. We shall see. All right, there's your 700 trading. Do buyers defend or is it a big flush? Bumping into that 703, that intraday shallow fib right there. A little 20-point push. Not bad, not bad. 20-pointer. It's a wrap, Ray. All right, man. Have a good weekend. Fresh slate starting on Monday. New month. Timmy's not going anywhere, he said. So if that overnight high fails, you'll be looking at 50% fib. Your next area, fib buy zone. Expect some fight for price through here. 700 to 680. It's the zone. A little indecision, a little consolidation. It's pretty typical in those higher time frame zones. A little patience is typically good there. Let that kind of microstructure build out. And down beneath that overnight high. So sellers get a good acceptance here below 700. Watch out with those longs like we discussed earlier and wrote up in the pre-market prep notes. That's your key pivot. With that next 15-minute bar closing here in 2 minutes. All right, Pat, take care. Thanks for your time today. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully it's sunny wherever you guys are at. We can only hope. Thankfully, we've got some pretty nice weather here in Dallas this weekend. And Q bumping into 700 there. Buyer's not really showing up how you'd want them to right here. So again, if this kind of red area fails, you're looking at VWAP as a reference point with 50% fib and then prior day low down beneath that. That's all that fib buy zone. So be real curious to see What happens down there if we see a failure here at 700? It's a little better. It's a little better right there. Take a look at this 5 minute. See how this 5 minute closes. Five-minute doji. Indecision. Indecision. New 15-minute bar starting. Fresh 15er. I'd like to see if this 5 minute doji can show some follow through up above the high of that candle, which is looks like 717. Kind of up through these wicks, up through there. Then you may unlock a retest of the highs. Fight for price. Yep. Yes, sir. Timmy, you can still be profitable with a 1-to-1 strategy. Just all comes down to hit rate. Can't talk about risk to reward without or R multiple without hit rate. Don't forget. Calling it soon, Dave. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. See if NQ can hold this push now. Or if that's going to be a lower high. TBD. No crystal ball. Don't want to get into trouble on the last day of the month. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, right back into that little structure. Sellers will try and force a little lower high right here. I went ahead and trailed my play on that move. Gave it an attempt there. Added about 20, 30 points. We'll call it good. We'll call that a day. We'll call that a morning. 80 points on the sesh. Nothing like yesterday's 170, but yesterday's kind of an outlier session, at least for me. Same trade, nice. Very nice. All right, folks. Hope you had a good morning. Hope you stayed out of the chop. A little bit of a trickier session. 700. If you're gonna keep trading into late morning, early afternoon, this key pivot here remains the primary focus point. 2,700. Remember, that's the multi-month breakdown point for NQ. So sellers, of course, want acceptance below 700, right? That's going to confirm the breakdown. And like we talked about earlier, buyers, they're looking for a spring setup here, which really can only materialize if 700 holds. So daily time frame spring setup. So I wouldn't expect that action near 700 to be easy, right? Anytime you're dealing with these much higher time frame pivots, there's always going to be a lot of shakeouts there, a lot of traps, a lot of fighting for price. So remember, you always have the option to do less. Sit on your hands. But we'll see y'all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Make sure you get your weekly and monthly review done.